Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Great.
But I was actually talking to them.
Oh,
You're listening to Two Grooms.
in a pod.
I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And how are you, Shannon?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
How are you, love?
I'm good.
Great.
Um my contacts have my eyes feeling a little tired, so I don't know if that's reading that my eyes look tired right now.
A little reddish,
A little
but
okay. So
I
just
don't. I
know
don't think they can see.
I'm not high. And I noticed on the podcast my eyes look a little squinty.
Well, I can't talk because mine are squinty. It's almost like my eyes are closed
Yeah, sometimes
most of the
my eyes
time.
are closed when I'm talking, and I'm like, yeah.
I
But
think,
I guess there's nothing I can do about
I think it's
that.
kind of natural when you're
Yeah,
thinking. You kind of squint a little bit
yeah,
naturally, but
yeah. I guess that's
yours aren't as
true.
slanted as mine.
Yeah. Well, when we were getting ready today for the podcast, I realized because I was giving myself just a slight trim on my beard, on the side, just a little, so the cheekbones would pop. Um,
They pop in.
they pop, and see when I smile. When I smile, it's giving.
But you're not doing that the
It's
whole
get
time, are
it's,
you?
it's giving. She's had work done, but she hasn't.
Don't hold your mouth like that.
You're like, what? What do you mean?
No.
Hold on. Wait, how about this?
No.
Look at,
Who's doing that?
who's doing that? You gotta project about that. Yeah, like a fish. Like this.
No.
Let me see. But pop the jaw. Pop the cheek. Pop it. There you go. There you go. That's attention. Yeah, there it is. Oh, see, look, you got the little.
It's too much work.
Okay. I'm doing too much. Okay. So when I was shaving, I was feeling a little like it was catching just a little bit, and then I realized I have not changed the blade out in those clippers
Ever?
ever since I've had them,
How long have you had them?
and I've had them. Guess how long I've had the clippers?
10 years?
Maybe more, 10 to 12 years, probably.
Okay.
Good
We
guess.
need to get you some blades.
And I think I have like like the thing
The replacement.
the replacements
Yeah, we'll put them on.
somewhere, but I don't know where they are. Now.
Well, as long as they're clean and
Right. Oh yeah, I clean. I
things like
brush
that,
them
and
out,
oiled.
oil them every
Yeah.
time for usage. Well, this time I didn't oil it. That's probably why it caught a little bit in my hair when I was. That's what made me think about it because it caught a little bit. But I was like, wow. I guess that's why they charge you. They're a good brand. They're gonna charge you a lot of money because I ain't been back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how often you need to change your blades. I guess it depends on.
I'm sure it's something like every year at least.
No, that's too
Think
often.
that's too often?
Yeah, that's too often. Now, if you're in a barbershop and you're getting, you're doing strangers all the time, maybe for them, yes. But if it's yours, I don't think you need to do them that often.
Well,
Let us know.
We could ask somebody.
Research.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not that important. I've gone over a decade without changing it, so I guess
They're
it's all
still
right.
cutting,
And they still cutting.
so that's fine.
She's servicing
Right.
the needs. Um, so there's just so many different things to talk about. We watched Drag Race tonight. Um, this is not a Drag Race review show, but I must say, if you're someone who is into Drag Race at all, and maybe even if you're not, you should give this season of All Stars a chance. It's on Paramount Plus, and I know the Paramount Plus is because they got into some political stuff with news and stuff. But I was already a subscriber, so so if you're already subscribing, check it out. I'm not going to tell you to download it new, but you might want to, because it's a really good season. It's good drama, good fashions, good lip syncs. I'm enjoying the season.
It's good TV. It's
Good
funny
TV.
at times and
Yes.
a little ridiculous. It'll get you a little upset maybe, or
Yeah.
just thinking.
But like in a sports kind of way.
Yeah.
Like you're rooting, not in a political kind of way, but like in a sports kind of way. Like I'm rooting for her, and so is messing up my, the girl I'm rooting for. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. So but it's fun. It's something to watch, and you'll be entertained for sure.
Thoroughly entertained.
Yeah.
And that's one of our little Friday night rituals that we do if we don't have anything else to do. Yeah. Now, would you say that I drug you into Drag Race and you became a fan after, or were you a fan already before we got together?
I watched Drag Race when it first started, and I was heavy into it the first few years. I kind of stepped away for several years, and because I was going through other stuff, and it just wasn't interesting then.
Yeah,
watching other things, or maybe I was just out a lot. But then I came back to it a little bit, but I wasn't really into it. Then now that you're watching it, I sit down and watch it with you.
So the answer is yes, I did bring you into Drag Race. That was a long way to say that.
Back, not two.
Oh, you sound like some of the people let me shut up. You sound like some people I know who's always semantics and me to death.
No, you sound like people I know. Well, I introduced you to that.
Oh,
is that credit for, I brought you up. Or,
is that what it is? Yeah. Is that what I sound like?
Okay, Beyonce.
Okay. Anyway. So, tonight, your nephew wanted you to order him some food. I hope I'm not outing him. Okay.
Well, you are, but it's okay. It's done.
He got it. The delivery has been made.
Right.
And he lives like in South Carolina, and so you were like, "Oh, hey, show me how to DoorDash on here," because Shannon doesn't do that. He doesn't DoorDash.
I'm gonna call in the order, and I'm gonna go pick it up.
Yes.
I'm not one of those ones that loves DoorDash and people delivering my food because I don't want them touching my food. Maybe I've seen too much stuff on TikTok about bad deliveries and people, looking in your bags or something. I don't know. And it probably never happens because none of our seals have been broken. And I guess we feel comfortable, and I don't want to think like that. But
I mean, I think it's fair to think that way. For me, it's more so about the money. I'm trying to stop doing it as much because it does cost a lot of money to do it.
Right, because you told me how much it was when he only ordered lo mein and a egg roll.
Shrimp lo mein, egg roll.
It was like double the price I thought it would be, or at least $20 more after the tip and delivery fees and all that stuff.
It was just $37.
Just for one lo mein and an egg roll.
But it's delivery.
If you went to the store, it would be $20 at most.
But it included a $5 tip.
I don't tip when I go get my food.
$32. Then you have the service fee from DoorDash.
Too many fees.
She gotta get her fee.
Too many. That's why I don't have it. I'm a little frugal when it comes to
me too. I'm frugal.
My money. So, that's another thing, right? So, what was my question? I forgot my question. Sorry.
It happens.
Sorry. It'll come back.
So, where I was going with this was, so Shannon gave me his phone to go through it and search for, to do the DoorDash.
Do it for me. I didn't.
To do it. And so I did it, and I was like, well, while I'm here, girl, let me just look through the phone. So I'm just like looking. And and I'm looking through the pictures, girl. I'm looking at the app, seeing what's on the phone, and I was just thinking,
nosy.
Just nosy. But I was also thinking how refreshing it is, and thinking about to be able to do that and there be no drama about it.
Because I left the room.
Because you left the room, and I had a little bit of like, whenever you're doing something you're not supposed to do, and you get that feeling in your chest, that little. But I was like,
because I walked in the room and I'm like, is that my phone or his? Because he's doing a lot of swiping. I'm like, okay. No, I still didn't think. I didn't think anything of it.
Because there was nothing to think anything about, right? And I went into the Facebook chat, just seeing who's been talking to, dipped in a couple conversations. Oh, okay.
You're doing all that.
This looks good. This looks innocent. It's, just a couple. And I was like, okay, here's your phone. And I was just thinking, how refreshing it is to live in that world. And to answer your question, yes, he can grab mine any day and do the same thing. But he's not nosy like me, so he doesn't have that impulse. I have the impulse.
But not that you were looking for anything. You were just
I
you were
wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't suspecting anything, but I'm looking.
looking.
It's always good to do a check-in, girl. It's like going for an oil check. He's going for oil check. Okay, yes. Still, you're still right to not think anything. Let that be a lesson, children. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Now, just because you don't have a problem, girl, don't mean you don't sometimes check to make sure there ain't no problems.
Yeah,
Think about that.
it happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I thought you were going to bring that up because I've been seeing a few of the TikTok things about women who they're out to eat with their boyfriend and their boyfriend goes to pick up like a fork or something and they pull their phone away.
Oh.
And they're like, okay, if your woman or your mate is doing that.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I hadn't
Yeah.
seen it. I'm not on that side of TikTok. My TikTok is very something else. I don't know what it is, but it's not that. But no, I was just ultimately thinking how nice it is to be at a time in our life, where the drama that ensued with something like that on both sides, because I was grimy at some points in my life too, where I would have been like, "Oh, girl, no, don't touch my phone, no, don't do that, no, oh, what you doing?
Oh, but having
I mean, with my partner, I still might be that way with a like a friend, family member, non-committal person.
Right.
Like, I mean, with my partner. Because I remember one summer, I was at a work thing, and I gave one of my colleagues my phone to look at something in the pictures, photos. And she started to swipe. I said, don't do too much.
You should never swipe.
Don't do too much.
Phone.
And the one of the students, they started laughing. I said, girl, don't do too much. You're doing too much.
Yeah.
I didn't know exactly what could have been on the other side of that, but I just stop play.
You don't do that.
Don't do that.
Phones.
Don't swipe.
Nobody's phone.
You look at what they give you.
Right. Maybe one or two, but then you kind of stop.
You go. Can I swipe left?
Right.
Should I swipe left? Should I swipe right? That's the proper way. Now, if you messy, you do swipe. Mm-hmm. If you're messy,
yes,
but don't be messy.
Yeah, that's straight up messy.
Unless you can get away with it. What were you about to say?
I think it's just inclined people to be a little inquisitive or nosy.
Sure. Yeah.
And go back a couple until you get stopped or something, or you say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Here. I guess I'm going too far.
So anybody who doing that is straight up noserito. Okay.
But okay, I wanted to say also with the phones, right? I know you want to get off topic, but I mean, people still come at us.
What do you mean?
But as far as sending us messages and stuff,
yeah,
and,
sure.
being a little on the edge, like
with the
"Hey, babe" or something.
Hey,
or,
daddy.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Dude, I'm married. I'm just joking. I'm not your babe.
Right.
I mean, we're not friends.
Right.
Stuff like that, and you shut it down or block or whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't happen for me a lot. I guess I don't know. But see, I'm the kind of person though. All my life, I've never experienced a lot of like overt flirting from people. People never really approached me in that kind of way aggressively. Usually, I would say like 80% of the time. So on the occasion if it did happen, it's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Innocuous, mundane. It's nothing that's like too aggressive. It's, oh, hey, daddy. You ignore that. Blah 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 blah. I still love you, friend. Oh, I love you too, friend. Yeah, bye, girl.
Hey, baby. Hey, sexy.
Yeah.
Hey, cutie. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody. Yeah, I don't get all that stuff.
I do.
No, I don't. Well, you're a cutie and you're sexy, so
Or maybe, I mean, I don't know. Maybe
maybe you seem like the
exude that or something. I
maybe
mean,
they see you and they're like, that's the weak sheep.
probably,
I can get him.
probably.
I can get how he's looking over the herd.
There's a crack there.
There's a crack there.
He responded.
I can get in on that.
He didn't initially block me.
There's
There's a conversation.
Oh, there's a room.
Let's
There's
see how
room
far we
here.
can go.
Yeah. Look at you leading the boys on.
Well, I guess I've always like responded to people,
That's okay. It's
but
okay.
you know, and say, "Hey, this is what it is." Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
yeah. Sure,
But,
sure.
No, you're one of the blocking people.
Oh yeah, instant. If you're doing
Yeah.
too much, girl,
Yeah,
block Arella.
yeah,
Okay, it's just easier to do that than anything else.
yeah.
Okay, so I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about because they were going through something with someone that they felt like they had done so many great things for this person, just done a lot, going out of their way, sacrifices for the person, being there when the person needed them, but a couple of times when the person was like, no, I can't do that thing for you, or no, this isn't a good time for me, setting boundaries or having rules. But it was basically every time they said no to the person, as Beyonce said, it was like I never said yes.
Yeah.
Y'all know that song.
Yeah.
I said yes to your mama, and yes to you dating me, and yes, we can be together, but you gotta wait for me the first time I say no. It's like I never said yes.
That's the first song I thought about.
It's like,
Yeah,
and he was saying it's so frustrating for him because it's making him starting to think that he doesn't want to do anything nice for this person anymore because he knows he can't win with that person. And he was asking me, well, should I continue to think this way? Should I go down that path of just going, forget it. I'm not messing with him anymore in terms of just, I don't even want the friendship. I'm not even going to do anything nice for this person because ultimately it's not really appreciated. So what do you think about that?
I get it because I've had people in my life before. I'm always going to their house. I'm always doing stuff for them and things like that. And first time I say no, I can't do it. The manipulation starts. Telling me that, or just making me trying to feel bad about not doing whatever they want me to do. And I pull back. I completely. They show me who they are, so I have to pull back more and more and more.
Right.
And if they don't come around or change a little bit, or realize that it's a two-way street,
Right.
they're cut off.
Yeah.
Or I put them in a certain place where I tolerate them on certain levels.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily completely like, don't talk to me ever.
Right.
But if they call, don't go out of your way to do anything. Let them make the first move. Let them reach out to you.
Yeah.
And show, their respect for you.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it by yourself. You can't always be the one doing
True.
and putting yourself out there because it's one-sided and you're giving so much of yourself.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
I totally agree with you. You do have to decide how do you want to navigate the relationship? Do you want to navigate the relationship in terms of limiting it, setting new parameters, or ending it? Because that person's not going to change. I guess you could give you. I mean, I guess if you value the relationship on a certain kind of level, I guess you could try to have a conversation about it before you make any changes and go, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Every time I say no, it's like I never said yes, and I'm feeling, I'm feeling unappreciated. That's another song. What was that group? They had one album. They were sisters. they had the song, I ain't even tripping, shorty. I ain't even mad at you. I ain't even tripping, shorty. I ain't even mad.
Sisters.
I used to hang out with the
Oh, yeah.
but the song
I'm
was
drawing a
called
blank.
I'm feeling really unappreciated. You're taking all my love for granted, baby. And I don't know how much more I can take from you.
I'm drawing
Da
a
da
blank.
da 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 do. Y'all tell me
Okay.
who that singer.
Who that?
It's actually like four sisters, I think.
Four sisters.
I think it's four sisters. Could be three.
Okay.
Anyway. So yeah, I think you have to have that conversation.
And sometimes on the other side of that, also, if you're a certain person that gives
Yeah.
freely and willingly, some people are drawn to that because sometimes they're not. So sometimes you have to kind of change your way of
Right.
doing because certain people take advantage of it
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's unbeknown knowing to them, right?
Yeah, true.
Because if you're always, oh, come on over. Oh, let me do this. Let me do that. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's easy for another person to be like, feel comforted by that because
Right.
that's
Right.
you being your giving self.
Right. And that kind of reminds me of a situation I've been in before where even like in work situations where, you know, as a manager or a leader or even sometimes as a professor, sometimes people who are, you know, whether that's employees who you supervise or whether that's students, when a person decides sometimes that you are the villain, there's nothing you can do to change their mind, no matter how nice you are to them. I feel
That's
like,
true.
you know, no matter how much special, what's the word, no matter how much special compensation or I feel like there's a something kind of word, discompensation. Anyway, no matter how much special allowances you give the person, they're still gonna find. You could give them 20 allowances.
Right.
You give them one mess up, and you know it's going to be perceived as you're trying to take me down.
Yeah.
You're trying to destroy me.
Yeah.
You see, there it is. It's like I have this thing outside my office that says, "Give the grace you would like to receive." And I really do believe that. I learned that a lot in management in terms of just because so many people want to come for your neck as soon as you do a slight, you know, mistake or whatever. But it's also the same way in real life too, just out in personal life. Sometimes, you know, you got to be watchful of people who want to come for your neck as soon as you make a mistake and they forget about all the good stuff you did for them.
A lot of people aren't for you, aren't with you, aren't supporting you, aren't
Yeah.
trying to uplift you.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you happy.
Right. Yeah.
You know that it comes from jealousy. It comes from their own internal negativity, or their
yeah.
dislike of themselves.
It could be for the like. It could be like I said, like you said. Sometimes it's not even about you.
Yeah,
It's their own shit.
yeah, right.
It's
It
their
is.
it's their
It
own
is.
stuff that is. They can't stand and look at themselves in the mirror.
Right. How dare you be happy?
How dare you appear to be happy? You know, 'cause they don't know what you're going through.
Right.
You know, at the moment. But how dare you look like you are on the come up,
Yes.
and I'm here
Right.
riding a bicycle, throwing newspapers as a 40-year-old. Like,
Right.
how dare you?
But it's easy for people to judge and see.
It is
only what they see.
And we all judge, but to me, it's like racism. Everyone's a little bit racist, but there's light, innocent. It's almost like telling white lies. It's like innocent racism that don't do nothing. It's like, saying a little inappropriate phrase, with your family, blah, blah, blah. Not that my family does that because we're the Christians. But, for you people who do that, or, saying things like, whatever, whatever, just light stuff that doesn't, you're not denying people jobs and
Right.
and
Right, I get
and
it.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, holding people back from their rights and stuff.
Right, and holding people back from their rights and whatever. It's like, you could be a straight person and you're like, I really don't want to hang out with gays. I'm not comfortable. Like I don't get it. But that don't mean
I won't be mad at it.
But you're not. But that don't mean you're necessarily going to go out and burn villages because your neighbor's gay or whatever.
Right.
That kind of thing.
I get it.
So that's what I mean. There's limits to it. But some people will just take. Just getting back on subject. Some people, there's just nothing you can do for some people, and I think there comes a point especially if you're a people pleaser. For the people pleasers out there. Deep breath, inhale, girls. Let it go. Let it go, because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't.
But it's hard.
Save them. It is hard. It's hard.
When you're a generally nice person, and you want everybody to be happy around you and be, feel good and open up around you and stuff like that. Some people cannot be in your space. Yeah. Authentically.
Right.
They just can't.
They're just going to always see the negative.
And keep pulling, and pulling from you until you become out of your character, right?
And then when you get out of your character,
it's you.
I told you. I told you. I told you she
wasn't all that nice.
She wasn't nice.
Right.
She's a bully.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it was in her. Then you start recording. You start recording the last 2 minutes of the reaction,
right?
But no one sees the 10 minutes where you was cutting the fool and prodding and acting up on the person. That's how it be.
It's like growing up and the one little kid that always instigating. They hit you and run, and then you go run it and catch them and beat them up. It's you the one being the bully, right?
Yes, totally. I tell you who's dangerous: the people who can cry good. Those are the dangerous people who can just cry on cue. You seen that there was a TikTok trend for a while where these women were showing how they could start just crying on cue. It was scary. It was because it was some real like sobby sobs. It was some like Oscar worthy crying on cue on camera, and I was like, ooh, girl.
Well, you know what? Well, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do too much.
Okay.
But it did give me an idea, though. You want to do an acting challenge with me right now?
Oh Lord, just put me on the spot because
it's on the spot for me too.
Okay, Debbie Allen.
I'm just thinking about this. Just thinking about this.
I can't do it.
Let's do it on a fake cry contest.
I can't do it.
I'm not gonna be able to cry either. Like tears aren't gonna come down my face. But I mean, just to go through the emotion, the action. Like what does that look like? Like try to convince somebody. You try to convince the jury. I didn't do it. That's all I gotta say. I didn't do it. I promise you, I didn't do it.
I guess it's hard for me because I'm not as emotional.
Well, then do it in your
right?
way. You don't know how I'm gonna do it. You don't know how I'm gonna do it. The thing is about being sincere. A sincere breakdown. Find it in yourself.
That's what I think. I break down and I completely become emotionless. Right? I almost get angry.
Well, let's just try it.
Okay.
See what happens. It's just I didn't do it. Do you want me to do it together or do it like one at a time? I think we should do it one at a time.
Go ahead. You first.
So I'm gonna go first. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. How's that?
Very good.
Was that good?
Very good.
It didn't
I
feel
knew you were faking, but others would be fooled.
You knew I was faking. I felt like
I know you.
I felt like I was faking. What is the
You felt like you were.
I felt like I was. It didn't feel authentic. Okay. It didn't feel. I probably would need to practice a few more times to get it good.
I would have. I couldn't keep it up.
Well, I'm talking about just for a staged moment. But okay, let's go. It's your turn. You can't talk your way out of it. Here you go.
I'm laughing.
Boo! It was actually not bad.
I wanted to laugh.
It wasn't bad. You just didn't go there.
I didn't go there.
You didn't. It was still very safe.
It was.
It was very safe. I was trying to make a fool of myself, but I mean, it wasn't. Mine wasn't honest.
Maybe that's what I felt. But for me, I couldn't go there.
You couldn't connect to it.
I couldn't.
That's
Because
fine.
the only time I guess I'm really, I'll say upset, but really emotional is if something bad happens to like a family member or someone
Sure.
close to me. Like, if something happened to you, or
that is an acting trick
yeah,
called substitution,
yeah,
where you substitute an emotion from your real life
yeah,
into the scene.
yeah. So I get it.
So you could do that.
I couldn't because it would take me back to like
something that you couldn't shake yourself off of real quick.
I'll be-
And that's another thing we say: never do that in your acting. You need to use things that you can that when the director goes cut, you're not still girl, come down, girl, it's cut.
It's over. Cut.
Okay, you got to be able to,
Insane.
you got to be able to let it go. If you use that method, there are some people who say that method is a healthy method to use.
If you're trying to get that moment out, some people have go there, right?
Some people would, but there are schools of thought that say
It's not good for you.
it's not good for you mentally to do that. But yeah. Oh, but nice. Thank you for playing. I feel bad that mine wasn't very good though.
I mean, yours are better than mine.
Yeah, but
Maybe
I mean,
because
it's
I
not
was-
what you do. Like, I mean, I'm not necessarily an actress, but
You are.
I don't think it should be better. I would like it to be better.
I've seen you being
I'm just so
a good one.
disappointed.
I've seen
It
you.
was better. Fuck.
See, that's way better than me.
Helps
You
that.
just don't have the tears. That was better than the first
I
time.
could never get tears. I've never been a tear girl.
Really?
I just never could. I guess I remember one time I was working with an acting coach and she was like, I was probably like 19, 20, and she was, well, think of something that has made you cry for this moment. I was like, girl, nothing I could think of is worth me crying over. It's not that I hadn't been through shit, it's just nothing that had happened.
I'll cry more when I'm mad than anything else.
I can see
being
that
sad.
crying out of frustration. Yes,
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. I mean, I probably still couldn't act it. That's why I'm a directress. Okay. I mean, I probably could.
You get the best out of people. So.
I do. I think I'm good at doing that. Okay, so I have a couple of like Reddit type questions to go through here. We have work, friendships, and family. Is there a particular...
Let's do family first.
Let's do family first. Okay. Let's see here. Let's find something that's difficult and juicy. Ooh, okay, here's one. Do I owe my estranged parents a relationship now that they're aging? They're reaching out to me now. They're trying to be, hey, what's going on? Now that Papa can't roll the stone like he used to.
I think it depends on what made you estranged. There's some things that you cannot come back from.
The estrangement here, from what I'm seeing, is that the parent just wasn't around. Like you left me with my mom to go whore and make other babies and do other families and just do other things and
And now that
and
he's
not
older.
show up and be a part of my life. You missed all my important events. You didn't come to graduation. I may have seen you every 2-3 years. And now that you are entering elderdom
And you can't care for yourself.
and you see the writings on the wall,
You need a
you're gonna need
caregiver.
you want some support.
Yeah. That would be tough. That would be tough for me to overcome.
But I see you overcoming it, though. I see you. I see that for you. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. It
Yeah.
would be really hard for me to say no I
Yeah.
won't say to anyone, but especially to a parent, because I'd be thinking, okay, well, they didn't know any better at that time. I'll be thinking of all kind of stuff to make me feel better
Yeah,
about
you would. See,
saying
I
yes.
could not help my face. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll make excuses why
Hell
one should
no.
do it in a certain way. But if, say, for instance, they said, "Hey, I hate you, I disown you,"
Well, okay,
that kind of
that's
stuff.
very different.
Those are different kind of
That's
lines in the
more than
sand.
that's more than estranged. But they said I hate you.
It's still estranged.
Yeah, but that's a
It's
different level.
disowning.
Yeah. He didn't say disowned.
But estranged is like a
Estranged
really
is,
powerful word.
it is a powerful word. I'm just saying
You know what
that.
I mean? Estranged means
I'm saying that I don't know anybody who would let somebody back in their life after they said I hate you, and I disown you. Let's cut that one out. That's pretty extreme.
but estranged.
We're talking
is
about somebody
still,
who fucked up. They didn't abuse you.
They just weren't
They
around.
just weren't around. They fucked up. I mean, they may have told you, "I'm gonna pick you up. I'll be there." Didn't show up. They didn't pay child support. They essentially just ignored you.
Rolling Stone, and they're just in the streets. Mm-hmm. I mean, it would be tough for me. I probably would be one of those weaklings.
You would do it,
Yeah, I think I would.
but I'd be in your ear. Don't do it.
Now,
I'd be like, who account is that coming out of?
see, that's another thing. If I was alone, yes. But now that I'm married, it's not as easy to say, "Hey, Daddy's come to live with us." Ain't that the same daddy that didn't
Right.
fuck with you when, for 30, 40
Right.
years of your life?
Yes,
That makes it a little different.
Yes,
I would have to go see him from afar, and I can't take the money out of our account to do it.
you got to start driving some DoorDash and let the DoorDash money be your money for him.
Right,
Yeah,
right. He can't live with us. He can't.
no,
I can't spend my money on him like that.
yeah. You do look cute in your hat, though. You're gonna get some
Thank
more.
you.
You're gonna get some more Hey Sexies in
I
your
think so. Maybe
in
I
your,
will.
your DMs. Okay, now you're doing too much, Gina.
Oh.
You're
Gina.
doing- you're
I gotta be
doing
Gina.
Oh,
What,
no.
head big? What?
That's
Gina.
okay.
Not Gina.
Yeah, no, I would be a definite no
Okay,
on that. Girl, no ma'am, no ma'am, Pam.
I get it.
That's pretty easy for me. I'm a very open-hearted person, but when the door is closed, as Nene Leak say,
Yeah,
the door is closed.
yeah. You can do that.
Yes.
I've let some people come back, but I've always put them in a certain category, not to get as close as they once were.
I can do that too. I can do that too. But I just mean that it'll be closed on some things, and that money thing it'll definitely be closed on.
I got you.
It'll definitely close on that.
I got you. But it's hard because my family was always so close. So for me to think out of the box like that, it's kind of it's definitely hypothetical.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to draw a line in the sand.
Well, I'm close to my family too.
Okay. I guess I'm learning from you. Why you doing your mouth like that?
Because the insinuation was because I'm close to my family that I can't.
I didn't mean
blah, blah, blah,
anything.
blah. Okay.
Don't be mad, Twan.
Twan is not mad. I'm just playing. Okay, so now we got friendship or work. Which one you want to take next?
Friendship and then work is last.
Okay, let's find a good one from friendship. Ooh, here's a good one.
Okay.
Is it wrong to feel jealous of a friend's success? My friend is very successful. I'm not too bad, but they are aspirational. And every time we talk, a little part of me is jealous of their life, their relationship with their partner. Am I wrong?
For me, I've been a little envious of some friends, but as I matured, I realized that I don't have their personality, I don't have their drive, certain things like that when it comes to maybe money or their profession.
Sure.
As far as maybe relationship or friendships and stuff, maybe a little. be a little jealous. I think it's a natural kind of feeling. I think, but I don't think.
Yeah. I,
But
I agree that I feel like if you don't have friends, that there's something in their life that you
aspire to.
envy a little bit, or not, and maybe envy is a bad word because that has a negative connotation. But like, I'm going to use the word covet, or that you like. That would be cute if I had some of that.
Yeah.
Like so, like I think a little bit of that is okay because that means you're around people who are doing it, right? And you
Yeah.
can't do everything. So you maybe have a really good job, but you got another friend who has a great relationship. You may be uh, someone who has a great relationship, but your other friend is a world traveler and they go around the world doing things and they meet a lot of cool people. But the other friend is like they have a great house, a really big house, and it's fabulous, and they drive a nice car. But the other friend who's traveling the world lives in a small apartment. Like you just or someone else has a gorgeous boyfriend, right? And you're single, but your bank account is piled high, and or whatever the case may be.
Or they have kids and you are doing kids.
Yeah,
That's kind of like my issue.
yeah, or they had
You know.
kids, but they have kids, but they broke. Uh, but you don't have kids and you have money. It's like or they have kids and they have a man that they're attached to for the rest of their life that they can't get rid of, but you don't have that. So it's like there's always something that you have of your friends are going to have if you have friends who are doing anything worthwhile with their life. I think that's okay. I think jealousy is bad because to me it's almost rooting. It's almost like you wish you had it, and you almost wish they didn't have it, and a little that kind of feeling. I would watch that feeling.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely blending it with being a little envious.
Yeah,
And maybe I'm taking it, lessening it. And, I don't, mean to. So yeah, jealousy is definitely probably way harsher.
Yeah.
Because you're wishing that they didn't have it and you had it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've never been like jealous of anyone. Well, maybe growing up.
Yeah.
Maybe because, and for me, my biggest thing was my looks. Because I was always like, well, I grew up for a while not feeling like I was very good looking at all. I had a big head. They called me Charlie Brown. Stuff like, just my classmates really weren't
very nice.
very nice.
Yeah,
So,
but then you left your small town
and realized
I'm cute. I'm cute.
I was the shit.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
And looking at them like, how did I get so insecure about my looks or whatever?
People back home will try to keep you humble, right?
It's true.
And whether they are aware of it or not, we see you every day. That ain't cute. We see that. We see that on you every day.
Yeah.
So whether that's intentional or not, people at home will keep you humble. But to the person who's asking about, dealing with jealousy of a friend, I say, if you instead of being jealous, that's a lot of energy to waste.
It's a lot of energy.
So you just spend time, girl, get it. Go get it for yourself if you really want it. And if you decide that you aren't willing to put in the energy to get it, that means what? You don't really want it. Yeah. It just means you like it. That would be real nice. It would be nice to have that 6-pack, but I'm going to sit on the couch. Girl, you don't want the 6-pack. I don't want the 6-pack, girl.
Right.
Because I don't want 6-pack life. I don't want 6-pack sacrifice. Okay, I don't want that.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle that I have chosen not to, but I do. I see a cute little 6-pack. Oh, girl, that's a cute 6-pack. Oh, speaking of which, so this person I know, and I don't think she listens to the podcast, so it don't matter. So I was following her on social media, and she's, she's a content creator herself, and she's, fluctuated in her weight. Always, to me, always have been a handsome, man, and everything. And recently, she's like, she's sporting an 8-pack, skinny mini, looking skinny mini. And she flexed the other day on social media. I was like, "Oh, I grimaced." I was like, "Oh," because she
they don't
looks,
look right?
she don't look good. She look a little,
Emaciated or
yeah,
very? Okay.
yeah. And I know that if she's be hanging out with the girls in California and stuff a lot, and you know the girls out in California, you know that you got to be
Different kind of
it's a different kind of bodies that
Real
people,
life,
that's attractive out there. And I just kind of felt, honestly, I felt a little bad for her because I'm thinking, girl, you're a Texas girl, and I know you like to eat, and I know, I mean, congratulations on the 6-pack, but I also know you, you know that kind of you. And people gonna say, you can say I'm hating, and I'm not.
One could say that.
But I'm not. I'm just saying. I feel like through the haze of that flex when I grimace is because
You see through all of that.
I feel like I see through it. I see somebody who's hungry. I see somebody who is trying to be something
that they're naturally
that they're not. That they're naturally not. And I kind of feel sorry for her. I'm happy that she looked like she was happy and she was doing her thing and everything, but I don't know. She looked. I mean, she had an 8-pack. You know how skinny you got to be to have an 8-pack.
That's. I mean,
you know,
it's a sacrifice.
You got to, you know, and I must say, for me, she was cuter probably with about 20 more pounds on her. But that's just me.
A lot of people, you know, lost weight and really got rid of a lot of fat, body fat. They don't look as good to me, you know, before, you know.
Yeah.
And I, you know,
you mean the after don't look as good? The skinny,
after doesn't look as good
as the before.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, but there's a limit you can kind of go down to. I think, and you still
right.
keep
It's like both ways.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've teetered on my limit. I can't get no bigger. This is it. Just gotta get back down.
You're beautiful, but we're trying to be healthy.
We're trying to be healthy. See, I'm guzzling on this water during the podcast instead of a nice
soda pop,
carbonated Coca-Cola.
But you know, I don't think we're ever going to be like cold turkey, getting rid of all the bad stuff. I'm Southern. I love food.
Listen,
I love this fried and the grease and stuff.
The way the world is
moderation.
Going, do you really want to live to 100, girl?
I just want to be healthy.
If I could,
you know,
if I could be
healthier,
if I can be, but even the healthy with the, I don't know, girl. If I make it a healthy 80, don't cry for me, Argentina. After that, don't cry, girl. She made the 80 plus. When people be,
I don't want to live forever. No,
right? When people talk like, oh, so and so, she was 80. She was so young, girl. No, girl, no. Now, trust. Now, 80 is a short time. Like, I mean,
think about it.
The human lifespan is short.
Yeah.
Period. But in terms of just though, unless I'm retired, right, and I'm just lounging and body's good, I'm able to do things I want to do. We're still podcasting and having fun, like
hanging out, and your friends are there too.
Yeah, your friends, people are still alive. Yeah. There's certain conditions under which living a long time is a good thing, but to live long and be unhealthy, girl, like no thanks. But also though, to live long and you're full of, and you have no indulgences, right? You I'm 80 and I have a 6-pack, but I never eat chocolate or sugar and, girl. No
It'll
thanks.
kill me if I can't have a Butterfinger or a Snickers or a Reese's cup.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, I'm just saying.
Right, your nightcap before bed.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yeah, no, I understand. So it's a fine balance, and so no judgment to you, girl.
No,
if you
judgment.
end up, I'm just saying you just look like you hungry. That's all. Okay, so and then the last one is for work. And this one says, I want to quit, but I feel guilty about leaving my team behind.
That's weird.
Is that weird? Wait a minute. You when you left your last job, we talked, and there was an element of guilt you felt about leaving those people
A
behind.
few, not
Yeah, not
not
everybody.
a bunch of them, and we still talk now.
But I'm saying, can you relate to this person? This person has clearly established some relationships, some friendships with some
Yeah,
people,
I get it.
and she feels, or he. I mean, it sounds like something. Let me shut up. They feel guilty, and
I mean, I get it. I'm not trying to be callous or anything, but for me,
oh, you can never be cat. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
lost my train of thought.
You're not trying to be callous or anything.
I'm
but
not. I think it's admirable because sometimes you go into a work environment where you make a lot of friends on a personal level as well as professionally, and you work well professionally, and things are going well, and you finally found a place or a home where you think maybe it'll last for a very long time. You'll probably end up retiring there and making good money, and what you're doing is fulfilling.
Right.
So I do get that.
But I do say, leave them motherfuckers behind, bitch. Leave. Get out right now. It's the end of you and me. Listen, I understand. Nothing lasts forever. People move on in professional lives. And if you found a situation that's better for you and your family, I know someone recently who, told me, "Hey, I'm moving on from the job," and I was like, "Well, first of all, I was a little shocked because I was like, I'd never imagined this place without you," but at the same token, I was very happy because it was good for their life. It was good for them and their partner, and I'm happy when people can. What life is all about is making your life good. For you and your family, and so I'm always happy about that. I don't want, as a manager, I would want nobody to stay that don't want to. I believe in this professionally, friendship wise, relationship wise. In Poetic Justice, what was Regina King's character's name? That was friend with Justice. What was her name? Oh my God!
Not Keisha.
Was it Keisha?
No, that was in. It
could have been. It could have been Keisha. Cause I can't remember. Y'all tell me what Regina King's character's name was. But I remember her saying to the boy she was breaking up with. I forget what his name is too. The character. And she goes, "Well, I'm not into keeping them niggas that don't want to be kept." And I don't know why that shit stayed with me for the rest of my life since then.
Yeah.
I'm not in and to put that in, parlay that into regular terms, I'm not into keeping people who don't want to stay around with me. And whether that's in a negative way or a good way, or it doesn't always have to have a negative connotation. It could be, I just found a better job and I'm moving on. It could be, I don't like working here and I really want to find something else, or I don't like being in a relationship with you and I want to go somewhere else. Girl, hit the road, Jack. I don't want to keep nobody that don't want to be kept.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I will help you. I'm not going to pack, but can you put in a good word for me? Yes, girl, I'll put in a good word.
You're a good manager, though.
Yeah.
A good leader. Because I've worked for people, they didn't want me to be there. But they didn't want me to leave for something better either.
That's horrible.
Isn't it horrible?
That's horrible. Get out. Girl, what can I do to help? How can I service you in your transition to the next level?
But that's, those are haters and people who don't want the best for you.
I want around people like technically, that. me helping somebody leave who wants to leave is good for me.
Yes, because that person's going to be unhappy.
Right.
By you making them stay or making them feel guilty or whatever.
Right, whether that's professional or personal.
Right. You're to blame.
Exactly. He
didn't want me to go.
Right. No, girl, I will write you several letters. I will call the U-Haul for you. I'm not paying, but I will call them. I'll book the reservation.
And also people, when jobs start throwing money at you to stay, it's usually never a good idea for you to stay.
Because it's like, where was that money before?
Where's that money before?
Well, I mean, as a manager, I would just say it just depends. You know, it just depends. Maybe we didn't have the money to give you when you first started, and maybe now we do, and it just depends. But I hear what you say.
I don't know.
It depends on your circumstances.
Where did the money miraculously come from?
I mean, sometimes, listen, budgets rise, budgets fall. It can depend on several factors. You know, let's say you're a factory, we're not selling as much, and when you came in, we weren't selling as much, so we were hiring at lower salaries, but now we're very productive. Hey, we got productive over the last 3 years. Why don't we up your salary? I mean, there's reasons. There's reasons, okay?
Sounds very political to me.
Who, me?
Oh. Yes, you cheekbones.
Yes. Well, girl, to the girl who's wondering, girl, don't feel bad about leaving. Don't feel bad about leaving. It's the circle of life.
You have to do better for yourself and be happy wherever you are.
In the circle.
I don't know that one.
Circle of life. You don't know the circle of life?
No.
That's the Lion King.
I haven't seen The Lion King.
You haven't seen the Lion King, the cartoon?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I
remember that song.
That's in the cartoon.
Oh.
It's like the opening number.
Oh.
From the day that we arrived on the planet. That's all I know. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. About the da 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 da. There's ever been sun. It's a circle of life.
Okay. Now it's coming back to me.
It will be. That's when he holds up Simba.
Okay. Maybe I was just so into the cinematography of it. Really wasn't listening.
Sure. I mean, if you only watched it one time, I mean, I watched that stuff a lot. I took my sister. It was the first movie my sister ever saw. Took her to that movie when it came to the theaters. We both cried when Mufasa died. Yeah. But that's all for this episode of the podcast. I think we have gone on and on enough.
But it was good.
But it was good. It felt good to me. Did it feel good to you?
Yes. Oh, you're not talking to me?
I'm not talking to you. But did it feel good to you?
Yes, it did.
Why don't you ask them? Ask them, did it feel good?
Did it feel good to you?
You know, somebody did ask if they could have a sandwich with us. Sorry, not have a sandwich, but
be sandwiched
by us.
See, I told you people are coming out of the woodwork.
Like, no, girl, no, we don't do that.
No.
Maybe someday we'll start in our retirement, we'll start a Patreon. Like, girl, we got to supplement. We got to supplement this. Yeah, OnlyFans, girl, we got to supplement this retirement income. You know, the Republicans done cut Medicaid, bitch. We got to pay for these medical bills, girl. Anybody want to get sandwiched by two old bears, girl? Okay.
If they're still interested.
That's what I'm saying. If you still interested, does anybody want to buy? You know, we're talking like, you know, in 20 years, girl. But anyway, thank y'all for listening. We're just playing.
Yes.
You know, don't forget to share episodes. Share the clips that are on the pages. Make sure you are subscribed wherever you're listening to. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you're following on Spotify. If you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts as well. Make sure you're following there as well. And you can also just follow in all those places, honey. You don't have to just follow in one place.
Facebook, IG.
Yeah. Well, you know, yes, Facebook and IG as well, as far as just like the social media of it all. But as far as listening to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Those are the three places to go. Okay. But we appreciate y'all listening. The viewerships, they're racking.
Trickling up.
They're racking up. I mean, I feel like we have more episodes listened to than most academic journals are read. You know,
that's a good thing.
You know, we're in the hundreds of listens and plays. So we thank y'all so much. Yeah. We could get our followers up. You know, we got like, I don't know, I think it's like 47 on YouTube and 42 on Spotify. I can't necessarily tell.
Spotify's not moving as much.
Apple. That's okay. We'll get it for one day. Some episode for some reason is going to pop off unexpectedly. It's like that picture that I posted on TikTok of us. That I was just posting this innocent picture, and all of a sudden this picture has 300,000 likes or views, and it's just whatever. It's crazy. Just
It happens.
there's no rhyme or reason to it all, and also we're not doing it for any rhyme or reason. We both are fortunate to have good jobs. This is a great hobby for us. It's a way for us to be closer and spend some time together.
It's fun.
And to also be hopefully
Inspiring.
it's inspiration to somebody, whether that's whatever, however you're inspired. Hopefully we can inspire you a little bit. But once again, thanks for listening. This is Two Grooms.
In a pod.
And I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And we will see you next time, lovelies. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.
We'll be grabbing people out of the audience.
Right.